Hey buddy, I just want to make another video just to reach you a little bit on The Little Prince. See, The Little Prince. I remember the last chapter we read was chapter number 1, and we read about a couple of things. First off, we know there's somebody who's a pilot, right? And he's lost in the desert, right? And he found somebody, and he seems to be a kid, right? So we got two people right now talking, right? And we're gonna keep reading. So I lived all alone, without anyone I could really talk to, until I had to make a crash landing in the Sahara Desert 6 years ago. Something in my plane's engine had broken, and since I had neither a mechanic nor passengers in the plane with me, I was preparing to undertake the difficult repair job by myself. For me, it was a matter of life or death. I had only enough drinking water for 8 days, so I just told you about the crash. But you knew we were talking about a pilot, right? Yeah, I knew that. But yeah, okay, we're gonna keep reading. The first night, then, I went to sleep on the sand 1,000 miles from any inhabited country. I was more isolated than a man shipwrecked on a raft in the middle of the ocean. So you can imagine my surprise when I was awakened at daybreak by a funny little voice saying, "Please draw me a sheep." What? Draw me a sheep. I leaped up as if I had been struck by lightning. I rubbed my eyes hard. I stared, and I saw an extraordinary little fellow staring back at me very seriously. Here is the best portrait I managed to make of him. Later on, he says that he drew this. You see? So that's the Little Prince. This is the first time he shows up on the book. But of course, my drawing is much less attractive than my model. This is not my fault. My career as a painter was discouraged at the age of 6 by the grown-ups, and I had never learned to draw anything except boa constrictors outside and inside. So I started wide-eyed at this apparition. Don't forget that I was 1,000 miles from any inhabited territory, yet this little fellow seemed to be neither lost nor dying of exhaustion, hunger, or thirst, nor he did seem scared to death. There was nothing in his appearance that suggested a child lost in the middle of the desert, 1,000 miles from any inhabited territory. When I finally managed to speak, I asked him, "But what are you doing here?" And he repeated very slowly and very seriously, "Please draw me a ship." Sheep. In the face of an overpowering mystery, you don't dare disobey. Absurd as it seemed, 1,000 miles from all inhabited regions and in danger of death, I took a scrap of paper and a pen out of my pocket. Then I remembered that I had mostly studied geography, history, arithmetic, and grammar, and I told the little fellow, rather crossly, that I didn't know how to draw. He replied, "That doesn't matter. Draw me a sheep." Since I had never drawn a sheep, I made one of the only 2 drawings I knew how to make. The one of the boa constrictor from outside, and I was astounded to hear the little fellow answer, "No, I don't want an elephant inside a boa constrictor." He knew. A boa constrictor is very dangerous, and an elephant would get in the way. Where I live, everything is very small. I need a ship. Draw me a ship. A sheep. So then, I'm sorry for mispronouncing that word. So then I made a drawing. He looked at it carefully, then he said, "No, this one is already quite sick. Make another one." Ugh, it doesn't look good, right? He looked at it carefully, then said, "No, okay." I made another drawing, My friend gave me a kind and gentle smile, like, you can see for yourself. That's not a sheep. It's a ram. It has horns. So he drew horns on the sheep. So it wasn't a sheep. It was a ram. So I made up my third drawing, but it was rejected like the others. This is the third drawing. She looks like, I don't know. This one's too old, he said. I want a sheep that will live a long time. So then, impatiently, since I was in a hurry to start work on my engine, I scribbled this drawing and added, this is just a crate. The sheep you want is inside. Genius, right? So he draw this. You see it? Yeah, you have to see it on your book too. But I was amazed to see my young critic's face light up. That's just the kind I wanted. Do you think this sheep will need a lot of grass? Why? Because where I live, everything's very small, said the little prince. There's sure to be enough. I've given you a very small sheep, said the man. He bent over the drawing. Not so small as that. Look, he's gone to sleep. And that's how it made the acquaintance of the little prince. That's the second chapter of this book, and it's quite interesting for me for a couple of reasons, or for many reasons actually. It's amazing how he started the first chapter saying that he was lonely, although he was, you know, an old man. He said that I lived my life. So I lived all alone, said the guy. And he finally found somebody that understood at least the drawing from the boa constrictor, you know. And to me, that means that that keeps telling us that we as grown-ups, we let go of a little prince that lives inside us. And this man, fortunately enough, didn't let go. And even though he didn't, you know, decided to not pursue another, you know, being a pilot and stuff, he still had his, you know, his heart as a kid. And sometimes you're gonna find grown-ups that are gonna forget that, you know, are gonna forget what being a kid means, and they won't understand you. And it's okay. It's okay. It's totally fine. I think when we are kids, because I used to be a kid too, we are so blessed and so and we are like ahead. I felt like I was ahead every grown up, in a good way. And it's a beautiful time for you to enjoy. And I hope you're doing. Remember, you're a kid. You have stuff to do now. You're getting older. You're 8, and right now you're 8, and you're getting more responsibilities. You know, you have to take care of yourself and do homework, and you know, now you take showers all by yourself and take care of your body. You have to, you know, you have a room and you have to clean it up or keep it neat. But you never have to forget that you are a little prince in a really good way. So we're gonna keep meeting the little prince. I hope you read this one with your book. If not, it's totally fine. And yeah, that's it for today. I love you, buddy, and I hope you enjoy this video. Yep, that's it. Oh, I forgot. Remember to comment, like, and subscribe. I love you.